Okay, so I'm considering money. Would be nice to finish one of these championships as well, actually. Enduro has 2 more. Maybe the next one is... Maybe the next... Oh. Enduro has 2 more. Maybe the next one is the Islands? Short track only has 1 more, too. Short track usually goes pretty well for me. Let's see if there's... What do we have our eyes on buying next? Oh, okay, snow tires would probably be a really good idea, actually. We should probably just go straight for that right now. Otherwise, I would like to see, hey, what's the next bike we might want to buy? I wasn't sure I wanted the Mudhawk or Sandstorm. I was thinking more like AC Racing next, which is, okay, a few thousand more than I have. But for now, for this upcoming race, that's good for ice. I think this one's mostly snow. What does the game say the surface is here? Ice and snow. Okay, well, it's probably primarily snow. So let's get some snow tires instead. If I remember correctly, snow tires are still, what, 4-star or something on ice, I think? Something like that. I think ice still like 4-star on snow. Could actually do either. It's mostly snow we're worried about, so I think I'll go with this. There you go. Look, they even say snow on them. It's perfect. Okay, cool. Now, it's not obvious that I really want the Anaconda with the Sport here. Well, the Anaconda's been fine to me. I'll go with it. And again, I usually have an easy time on these short track races, anyways. I love how dramatic that scene is in the middle. Looks like you're being chased by the helicopter or something. I feel like that one took some serious effort to stage. Here we are, the resort. This one has some fun natural terrain as well as some pretty entertaining unnatural terrain as well. In particular, there's one thing everyone remembers about this place. They probably shoved it in the flyby because, I mean, why wouldn't they? It would be ludicrous not to. Oh, no, they don't. Wow, look at that. Okay, well, we'll see it eventually. There's a particular thing here that is just the highlight of this place for everyone. I also recently discovered, apparently in different releases of this game, they changed the names of the AI opponents. Wow, I cannot turn. Hold on. I did not anticipate having this little traction. Wow. Is that ice slime on there? Or is it... Or is it just even these tires still have like very little traction? Yeah, maybe it's ice they're on in here. I'm not sure. Wow. Yeah. I realized this course was just an oval, but I didn't realize that the main challenge would just be taking the turns. Mine's pretty uneven as well, which also makes it a little tough, but... Ow. Okay. We need some practice here. I just didn't realize it would be so slippery. Maybe there's just more ice than I realized, and I make a mistake using the tires I'm using. I'm not sure. I see my opponents. My opponents do not appear to be using ice tires, though. Ah, boy. I tend to power slide there because power sliding has been helping me do tight turns in general on this course so far. But on that particular one, I still tend to take that turn too wide. I don't know if I feel like I might be able to get like practically last in this race and still win the tournament, but I'd still like to do a decent job in this one for its own sake. I see, that was without a power slide, but didn't treat me very well. Man, I'm sliding like crazy. Those barrels are very maliciously placed. Because you will hit those if you just take that turn a bit wide. Yeah, having a hard time not, I'm having a really hard time taking this turn well. Here I probably should, I don't know, perhaps I should try to start a little bit more on the outside there instead of cutting the turn, because my lack of traction means that if I try to cut that turn I end up flying way up outside. So I start on the outside like this. Yeah, that might be better. That felt really good. I gained on them a little bit there, I think. And I took the next turn pretty poorly, but... So swing far on the outside on this turn. And don't land sideways. Ugh, that bump is a pain. I hate when they give you turns that are also basically big hills that you'll fly off of if you take them at any appreciable speed, because then you end up landing sideways, and landing sideways just makes you fall over. Well, that end, even if you don't fall over when you land, you still just fly way up to the side as you turn, or once you lose any traction, because you're no longer on the ground. I'm having a hard time keeping up in this one. I'm astounded I didn't fall over there. Is it actually valid to just... I kind of wonder if it'd be okay to just go between the finish line and the buildings there. Just taking that wide can feel pretty good, actually, but... Oh no, you actually have to go through. Okay. And the game's otherwise a little permissive, but you really have to go through the gate. Guess I took that turn okay. They're also still fashioning me. Bloodbath over here, okay. This is probably a place where I could stand to tune my bike a little bit differently too, with higher acceleration rather than top speed. Because it's not like I have super long straightaways here to really build my speed off of. Yep. There you go, that's what you get. Now way in last. You know what, let's not to waste time here, but I do want to see how much of a difference I might notice if I tune my bike differently for this. And the thing is, if I don't know what the course I'm about to do is, it makes no sense to try to tune my bike for it. Stability I'm not sure about. I'm not at high speeds anyways here. What's the difference? Is there a reason to have front shocks versus rear shocks, such different things? But, yeah, give me a higher gear ratio here. Just make sure that did actually save, right? Yeah. Okay. So now let's see. I think the whoops they're referring to are the lots of little bumps. I feel like I've heard those called something else before, but I don't remember what. I think it keeps you from just popping up too much into the air on the bumps. Okay. So I'm not sure how big of a difference this will make for getting the initial speed up, but we'll see. Because my top speed will of course be lower now, but for the frequent turns that this involves, which I tend to lose speed on here, this may help me a little. I feel like when everyone makes such a tight pack, there's not really any point in the whole race concept of, jeez, I cannot take that well. In the whole race concept of getting one position or another is basically you beat the whole pack or you don't. So you get first or last, practically. This is the first time I feel like I've actually been having like actual difficulty with a short track here. Maybe everyone just has better stats now, or maybe I'm just not racing this one well. I'm not racing it very well because I keep wiping out and missing the gate and so on. Curious how much it's one versus the other. Ooh. It's kind of weird to me too, because usually I feel like the AI design of a game like this deliberately has like a pack and then a couple breakaway opponents, and maybe someone who trails the back too. Ah, jeez. I don't know why I can't stay on the inside on that turn. Everyone else has no trouble doing it as far as I can see. That's the most difficult thing to me about this course. Staying ahead, sure, is also a problem, but not to nearly the same degree. Well, that off track is a little generous game. Can't tell if using power slide is a good idea here or not, because on one hand, if I don't power slide, I don't turn as tight. On the other hand, if I do power slide, I'm losing even more traction than I'm already losing just by virtue of being on the surface. Okay. I feel like I'm taking these turns kind of okay now. I think I took that turn very wide. Yeah, I'm not doing my usual, like, breaking ahead or slowly gaining on everyone thing. I'm just keeping up with the pack, and that's it. Which doesn't bode especially well for getting a good position in the race, which I don't need, just because I've gotten first and everything else anyways. Fortunately, so I've got a good buffer, but I got a good buffer in terms of the points of the whole tournament, I mean to say. Come on, guys, you need to have some distance between you for it to make any sense from a gameplay perspective. That could get anything other than first or last. It's really all, at this point, it's just going to depend what position I happen to be in when the race actually ends. Should probably not take this turn on the inside, should I? Lost a lot of speed there. Yeah, but I lost all of my... One bad little turn and just lose everything, jeez. Ugh. 9 laps in and you make one little slip up. Jeez. Suddenly, this race feels brutal. I was gonna consider using a bike that had this one has a higher top speed against acceleration, I think. I could have gone the other way around, perhaps. the same way that I was tuning my... Yeah. Playing with the gearbox. Yeah, everyone just loves to get ahead of me on straightaways, which could just be that I'm taking turns poorly. Or something else, I'm not sure. Ah! Why did the game complain I was off track when I respawned? You're the one who put me there, game. I feel like the hope of actually catching up if I fall behind is just non-existent at this point. I absolutely have to power slide there. I guess this is the grand finale to the tournament, jeez. I'm very surprised in this game how smooth a power slide can be, and how much of your speed it can actually keep compared to lots of other games where that's an option, including other games by the same developer. Because in most games I play, when you have some kind of handbrake or equivalent, you usually lose practically all your speed in favor of a very tight turn whenever you use it. Also, how am I staying ahead right now? Jeez. Well, never mind. Ugh. Don't know what happened there that was so different, but... Having to make that turn, well, 10 times in a row is such a pain. Jeez, okay. You start a power slide, which I absolutely have to do on that last turn, but sometimes you just don't get your traction back by the time you're where the checkpoint is. Or someone bumps into you since you're flying. I feel like I'm getting better at this in a sort of like not at all conscious, but still kind of working way. My God, it's just sometimes you just take forever to get your traction back, so you just keep sliding at like a 45-degree angle for most of a straightaway. I don't know what to do about that at that point. Like, come on, I need to go straight now. Like I take the inside of that turn, but then I just keep sliding off to the side. Like, I'm cutting out of the turn, I'm actually really on the inside and not moving that far off to the side. But I just keep sliding that way. I can frequently take this turn well, but not consistently enough to do it easily 10 times in a row without catastrophe. And to a lesser extent the first turn too. Jeez. It's like that's more or less what I want. It's just that between the bump sending you in the air and oh boy. That was good. And I cut too much of the corner. There's too many laps to do consistently. Yeah, that time they got way ahead of me for some reason. Why don't go away? I'm turning. It's not trying to land on someone and Goomba hop on them all the way to the other side of the course, but... Turns out the other... Oh, come on. Turns out the other racers don't provide much friction when you're driving on their bodies. Yeah. Lap complete and nothing more. That was a case where I only got traction back at the last moment. And ended up overcorrecting. We are capable of doing this. I'm certain of this much, but geez. Everyone dies. I really underestimated how difficult snowy terrain would make making two turns. Just making the occasional, well, not occasional, making the same turn over and over was so easy to me in all the other courses than this one. Come on, I was not even going at a 45-degree angle that time. Let me land. And if I did land, I still don't know if I would be able to go through the gate or not. Hey, stupid ATV was pushing me to the right the whole time. Can't tell whether the power slide out first turn or not. The second one seems absolutely necessary though. On the outside, on the inside. Try not to slide all the way out. Ah! No. Ah! That bump is evil. I just have not figured out that last turn. Sometimes I can take it, sometimes I can't. It's like a full third of the time I can't. Just way too high a failure ratio for 10 laps in a row. No. My god. I've spent like the whole episode doing this at this point. How's anyone else take it? They just turn harder than I do somehow. That was an absolutely atrocious turn I just took, but... So everyone else does a fairly intuitive turn, and they just turn like on a dime at the end there. Of course, I shouldn't necessarily imitate exactly what they're doing, because the idea is I should actually do something better than what they're... Get traction back, please! Do something better than what they're doing to actually gain on them. Everyone knows I can never beat these guys on raw stats, at least, so I have to actually drive better. I'm taking that turn in a very pedestrian fashion, which might be the better thing. It's just feels like I lose a lot of speed doing it. I'm not managed to catch up to anyone doing it either. But see, as soon as I start to attempt to take that turn any faster, suddenly I'm just flying off the turn and falling onto my face. I'm curious if I did manage to just break away at the start. No, everyone seems ahead of me then. Even if I try to take the turn roughly how they do. I can kind of pull ahead of them on that turn sometimes, but I don't feel like I in general take it better than they do. If you can figure out precisely how much that corner you can cut, you can probably cheat a little that way. And he can also just get ahead of you on the other turn anyways. Does somebody else have snow on them like I do? Yeah, I feel like I'm getting on them a bit, taking that turn. It's not really on the mini-map, but there is kind of a jut out to one side that you can cut off. Get your corpse out of the way. You can cut there. If you cut too much or the game gets angry. If you cut an appropriate amount, you can... Oh, nope, see that time I cut too much. Ah! Other times I was fine. And didn't actually feel like I cut much more that time than any other time. Yeah, but it gets me doing that and flying off my bike in an unphysical upwards direction. If instead of flying off to the side there, I actually come out of that straight on, cutting the corner. Like this. But without missing the gate! I wonder how many songs I've played while I've been here at this point. Yeah, sometimes I manage to take that turn and get ahead of everyone, and at the same time, very frequently I manage to do precisely the opposite. So that time the game is perfectly fine with me cutting that turn really hard. Please? Tires, do your job. You're literally the best tires I can buy. I start turning, I never actually turn, I just slide in the same direction I was going when I started. Although I find I do have very low speed by the time I come out of the following turn whenever I do this, which is kind of weird to me. Hello. Yes, this is the one thing that gets me ahead of my opponents. So if I can do this consistently, which is the key to the short courses, of course, then I'll be perfectly fine. So also I don't mess up the first turn too much, because I do tend to lose a lot of speed there. I'm finding. I do it this way. Well, not that time apparently. And now I'm just breaking away real hard. Also, I don't... yeah. Sometimes I still slide way too much. I have a little bit of buffer to drive imperfectly once I've gone ahead, so... Oh, was that too much? No. I think I was cutting it close there. Still going extremely slow now. So it's less like driving better than anyone and more like I'm just cheating, but... and here they come for me. For a whole bunch of poor turns I just took. Ah, come on! I cannot tell what the difference is between me safely taking that turn and not. Oh man, we almost got that one too. Okay, see if you can just do that a few more times. I did learn something at least. Be very careful about cutting corners. Sometimes it is the thing you need to do. Nope, got way too much there. I need to cut a bit on the right side. But yeah, you're cutting it really close how much you can cut off there or not. That's the only way I found to actually get ahead. So I kind of have to do it, even if it's not 100% reliable. Although it's a lot more reliable than me trying to take the turn quickly anyways, so I feel like it's still an improvement. So it's more reliable, even if not fully reliable, and faster, so... I feel like the only thing that breaks up the pack in this game is people falling over. People wiping out. Why? Is that the first time I managed to wipe out on that turn? No. I figured it out at this point, I just need to actually pull it off. I did not cut off that much of the course, come on. I feel like it's actually really unreasonable how strict some of this is about what's considered on course and what's not. Because sometimes, like, there are parts, I feel like realistically, as long as you're in this cave section, it would be considered to be on the course. But you can go towards the outer walls of this thing and it says you're off the track now. So if you just spend too much time close to the outermost wall, for instance, which is in no way advantageous, the game will say, hey, you've cut too much of the course. You're cheating now. Oh, like, this I understand, it was me cutting off a huge amount just there. But the fact that I was saying I was off the course right before that, too, is ludicrous. It just feels unphysical, practically, how much momentum you keep while turning while you power slide in this game. Oh, I don't want to cut it that hard. I bumped into someone and got shifted over to the side. Suddenly, I cannot do this consistently. Ugh. We had it going. Not what I was going for, but sure, whatever. Yeah, though I complain that the pack in this game is too consistent and too close. I really do think the only thing that ever breaks it up is people... I'm not off the track, shut up. Is people wiping out. Oh, you're very lucky I didn't get tired just there. By tired, I mean tired by my tired. See, precisely that. If you can do that consistently, you're good. You just need to not be off further to the side than that. Leave me alone! I keep trying to take this turn and then somebody will come in and bump me and make me take the turn wider than I mean to. Which, granted, it's better that I take the turn too wide than too close, but still. So I take it a little bit too wide, then I can still actually make the turn. Take it too close, I end up running afoul of anti-cheat. Like that. Ooh. That suited me a little there. That was probably cutting it pretty close. Somehow I only have one competitor at this point. My guy's actually trailing me at all. That's good. There we go. First time we've actually made it to the final lap, look at that. Don't have to take this one too crazy, I don't think. Just have a pretty hearty lead. Ew. Jeez. That was a little ludicrous, but... Perfect tournament, strictly speaking. Oh, I got 2,000 for the trophy. That's cool. I can actually buy a new ATV sometime soon. Unlocked Pro. And extra difficulty. I'm sure extra difficulty will be very appealing to me to do at this point. Ugh. Okay, that was a stupid long episode. Next time we probably finish another championship so we get more money. Oh, I got a new sponsor logo. Awesome. I absolutely care about that. But, awesome. So now I have a, I wonder if these have unique designs or something. Yeah, so now I could do this again if I wanted to get more money from it. I can also switch to Expert. I don't know if you get more money on Expert. But now I can also do Pro. Wood Green. I don't know if I recognize Wood Green, actually. Huh. Yeah, so we'll see what the Pro Short Tracks are at some point. But first, we should finish the other stuff. I may finish up the National as well, just to have more stuff done. And then we can buy a cool bike with it. There we go.